I'm Zach Hudgins, and this is the floor of the Washington State House. We're not in session right now, which is why all the desks are empty. But I thought I'd bring you down here and tell you a little bit of what I do as the floor leader. My desk is right here. I sit next to Representative Larry Springer from the 45th District. And as the floor leader, I spend an awful lot of time running up and down the aisles, talking to members, talking to the Republicans about what's coming up, about preparing for the legislative session. I want to show you some of the paper we deal with. These are all bill reports. Every bill is summarized here by our nonpartisan research staff. And so we deal with all of these. These are, to give you an idea of all the bills we dealt with coming out of the House this session. And then every bill is possibly amended. And so every bill gets a blue amendment if it's a House bill. So there's a big fat amendment. It's got the sponsor's name on it and the number, so that's how we track them. So I have to keep track of all the bills from all the representatives and all the amendments to all those bills and when they all come up on the House floor. Then we brief them to the caucus. And this is our second reading calendar. It comes from the parliamentary term when bills are introduced. It's the first reading. In the old days, they actually used to read every line in the whole bill. The second reading is for purpose of amendment, so you can add the blue sheets. And then third reading is on final passage. So there's your little parliamentary lesson for the day. So we're up on the rostrum, and this is where the presiding officer operates from. There's the gavel. This is the view from TVW. The Speaker's attorney sits right here. Her name is Kathy Maynard. We often have the Speaker of the House, Frank Chop, presiding, or Jeff Morris. He's the representative from the 40th District, or Jim Moeller is also a Speaker pro tem. Down below here are all the clerk of the House staff, so the chief clerk, the deputy clerk. We've got the reader who reads the bills, keeps attendance, and all the computerization on all the bills. So every bill is electronic, but there's an actual piece of paper that we use for everything. The Speaker of the House can see all the members of the House here, and when the presiding officer calls on somebody, the reader will light them up so that their microphone works. And then the Speaker votes here. Turns on and opens up the voting machine and closes the voting machine when everybody has voted. All of our names, you can point up here, all of our names are up there on the screens, and they all light up red or green based on how we vote. The measure we're voting on is there in the middle. We've got 98 members of the State House, and on the House floor, you're only allowed to be on the floor if you're accompanied by a member and not when we're in session. But the galleries are all open, and so welcome to have everybody come down to the galleries. They can watch us debate, and they can watch us do our work right here. Or again, it's all on TVW. So we're back in the work copy room right now, and all of these folders represent bills that have bill numbers. You can see all the bill numbers here, and this is all the official records. And there's the copy machine that produces all of the amendments that we deal with, and all of the extras, and all of the agendas, and the floor calendars, and everything like that. All come off of that copy machine right there. This is behind the rostrum, behind the chamber. This is where a lot of folks work. So I'm glad you're getting to tour around with me. And while I'm keeping track of all of these bills and making sure that all of our members have a discussion on them, I also keep track of my bills. This year, right after cutoff, I've had 5 bills get passed out of the House. 2 from the Transportation Committee that help protect young families and also will allow high mileage vehicles in the state. And 2 from the Technology Committee that will help us expand our internet fast, high-speed broadband in our. And finally, I've also helped get an e-waste bill through the House that is now in the Senate that will help us keep electronics and computers out of our landfills. We'll be able to reuse and refurbish computers before they're recycled. So while I'm keeping track of the caucus's bills and the caucus's priorities, working with the Speaker of the House and our Majority Leader, I'm also trying to track my bills and move my bills along. I want to thank you very much for letting me serve you, and I look forward to hearing from you. The 800 number will be at the end of this video, and if you ever have any questions or concerns, give me a call. It's a free number, and I try and answer every single one of those calls. I'm Zach Hudgins from the 11th District. Thank you very much.